Here is the new version of the PEBL Launcher for PEBL 0.14, and there's a lot of different buttons and functionality here, so I wanted to walk through a lot of these to give people an idea for what it can do. The simplest way you'd want to use it is to just navigate to a particular test that you either create yourself or have from the battery and run it. And so to do that, you look over on the left, you can select the battery selection, and the way this works is you click on something, the second time it'll open that directory if it's a directory. The dot dot means to go up a directory, go back one directory, and here are the list of all of the different tests available. You can see that I can select one and it gives me a little screenshot, and for most of them a description of them and so on. And so if you just want to run a test, you select the test, the .pbl file, and there's a couple things you can choose. One is a participant code, and so this will forward on to the test a particular code you want to use. So you can keep track of your experiment this way. You can have someone enter in an experimenter code, and that will get logged in a special log file. You can set the screen resolution, and by default it will use the current one, but you can pull this down and select either one of the default ones your computer is capable of, or a custom one. You can choose the language. Not all tests are translated, but those that are translated, you can choose your current language, and it will select the proper text for your language. There's some command line options which are sort of advanced. There are different parameters you can set, which we'll go over later. And then you can select if you want a full screen or not. Usually if you're running this in a lab, you want to run it full screen so people don't have access to the rest of the computer. You can also choose to collect demographics. This will do the standard, basically NIMH set of demographic questions, and save it to a special file if you need to report this later. That's about all for running a single test. And so you can, I'm going to turn it off full screen, you can hit run selected, and it'll run the test. Now, there's obviously some other aspects of the launcher that can be really helpful. Down here, there is a button called Open, and Open will open this test in a text editor, or if you have the directory selected, it will open the directory in your file manager. So let's see if this will work for me. I hit Open, and then it'll open up that test so I can make special edits to it to fix things, change instructions and things like that. After the test is run, at least on Windows and Mac, it will it'll save all the logging information to two different files. One is an error. If there's any errors, it will save it to an error output file, and another is a debug output file. Anything that's printed in information printed in the script will be saved there, and you can use this to help debug or figure out what problems are with the script. If you have a problem running something, and you want help, the first thing I'm going to do is ask you to send me this information. So you click on this, and it should open up that file, and you can send me the information about why it failed. And there's a combined data option that once you complete a study, you can combine all the data from it. Also, up here there's some information. If you want more information about a particular test, you can hit the wiki button, and that will take you to the PEBL wiki page devoted to that test. And about visit website will just take you directly to the website, and Open Manual will open up the PEBL PDF manual to help you get more information about operation. So that's the basic part of the test. The first advanced thing I want to show you is how to create an experiment chain. Now, this little box here lets you set up a set of tests that can run in sequence, all with the same subject code. So, for example, let's say I want to run the 4-choice test. I can select 4-choice and then hit insert here, and it will add this line. And if I wanted to run a flanker test following that, I can hit insert, and now I'll save the chain, and now under the default chain always runs these two. When I want to run that, I choose this button instead of this button to run this particular chain, and it also saves, the chain saves all of this I think full screen and collect demographics and a couple other things to it. You can also decide that you want these to run in a random order, so you can select the randomized chain button and save that. If you want to create a new chain, maybe call it study 2, you can do this. If we want to run this, and then this. And now, especially if you have multiple studies going on in a certain lab, you can say, well, we're going to run this study versus this study, and we'll have all those settings, and each of these will be run in sequence. You can also choose to do them in a random order if you don't want everyone to do the tests in the same sequence. So those are the basic operations of the launcher. I will give additional videos about the parameter setting options, which is available here, and the data combining dialog, which is available down here in future blog posts.